of the Duchy of Wolfsburg did the warlike orcs persist in such numbers as to be any manner of menace. True, the occasional dragon drifted down from the mountains to burn a farmstead or devour a herd of cattle, but for the most part the kingdom was a peaceful one. But peace breeds strange ideas. There was bitterness in the voice, a malice that provoked the crystal. The man watched as the image shifted. The landscape narrowed, focusing upon a stone tower rising above a small village. Black-clad antagonists were dragging a battered old man from that tower. His robes were ripped, his white beard stained with blood, his face bruised and battered. The villagers watched in silence as the elder was carried into the square where a post had been raised and wood was piled. A wizard, accused of practicing the black arts, summarily tried and convicted by the king's agents. It was a scene that had played out many times across the kingdom. The Wizards' Guild was often tardy protesting when the Order of Witch Hunters decided one of its members had turned to black magic. There were those in the court who used to strive to expand their own influence in the kingdom and to maintain their authority. The zeal of the witch hunters was never appeased. Always there was another magician or conjurer accused of delving into prescribed magics. Always there was someone else to be exposed and condemned to the pyre. A sneer curled the man's face as he stared into the crystal. Their fanaticism to destroy the necromancers only made their worst fears become reality, he muttered. Many an enchanter, fearful of death on a witch hunter's pyre, sought the quick power promised by the black arts. The necromancers they had been created to destroy grew in number. Lone practitioners banded together into cabals for mutual protection. The scenes within the crystal now displayed a coven of humans, swathed in robes edged in arcane sigils. Runes, ancient and profane, were daubed upon their foreheads and cheeks in pigments ground from bone and blood. The skulls of murdered men topped their staves or hung from their belts. In their hands, they bore the accoutrements of their morbid sorcery. Daggers fashioned from femurs, wands carved from tombstones, grimoires bound in the flayed skin of corpses. A gathering of necromancers. The grim cabal was gathered in a dismal, fog-wrapped swamp. Ugly menhirs projected up from the dank earth, each stone caked in black mud and green scum. The ruins of a lost and ancient place, a last testament to a terrible and forgotten race. The observer squirmed uneasily as he contemplated the inhuman design of each monolith and the grisly hieroglyphs just visible under the muck. They bespoke a pre-human age of such remoteness that evil was a feeble word to describe the profane sensation it evoked. Before the intruder's eyes, the crystal showed the necromancers performing a ghastly rite. Hideous sacrifices, performed at a conjunction of the menhirs, created a concentration of arcane energies that could be felt even across the gap of space and time. The cabal pooled their powers, drawing on the energies they'd evoked. The slime of the swamp rippled and undulated like waves on a storm-swept sea. Stagnant water and viscid mud rolled away, excavating a deep pit in the midst of the menhirs. Ancient stone blocks protruded from the sides of this depression, hints of some colossal ruin buried beneath the morass. It wasn't the rubble of a forgotten city that interested the necromancers. Burrowing out from the sides of the pit as though they were living things, long-buried relics crawled into view. Apprentices, attendants, henchmen and thralls, such companions as the cabal had brought with them now dropped down into the slimy hole. Eagerly they snatched up the relics as they emerged and handed them up to their masters. Just as eagerly, the necromancers seized the relics, cherishing them against their bosoms as though they were long-lost children. Some of the objects resembled swords and daggers, though of a design never intended.